wondering about one of my favorite hymns. All these hymns are some of my favorite hymns. I just love hymns. As you all know, I can't really sing that well, but I do love singing hymns, singing praises to the Lord. But like a river glorious, is God's perfect peace, over all victorious in its bright increase. Perfect yet still flowing, fuller every day. Perfect yet still growing, deeper all the way. Trusting in the Father, hearts are fully blessed, finding as he promised, perfect peace and rest. So the main thought of this is taken from the book of Isaiah. You can turn there with me if you want. Isaiah 66, verse 12, the first part of the verse says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, I will extend to her," speaking of the nation of Israel, "I will extend to her peace like a river." And then also back in Isaiah 26, turn back a few pages in your Bible, maybe more than a few. 26, verse 3, 25 says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." We live in tumultuous times, of course, but we've always lived in tumultuous times. Christians, God's people, have always lived in tumultuous times. There are times in our lives where we have the illusion of living through peaceful times. But make no mistake that even the times that we look back on and think of as peaceful times, say in the world, I'm not necessarily talking about our personal lives, but it applies as well. It's only an illusion. There, of course, is a spiritual warfare that rages on about us all the time. We live in tumultuous times. No one is debating that. It's so easy to be overtaken by the tumults, isn't it? World events are a mess. Our communities are a mess. Our families are a mess. Churches are a mess. And Satan wants to rob us of our peace with all of it. But we don't have to let him take our peace, despite the tumult. When Satan sows discord all around us, let us keep our minds upon God. Let us keep trusting in God. You know, the world always has a solution to whatever the current problem is. And you know, if our city, for some reason, stops having water, you know, we better come up with a plan to rectify that problem, because we need water to live. But instead of rushing to a solution, we need to get into the habit of rushing to prayer, rushing to the arms of Jesus. That is where peace is. That is where the answers are. Talk to God, then go address the problem. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talk, you know, a legitimate problem arises, and they'll just say, well, that's not the problem. You know, the problem is they need to go to God. Yes, that is true, but it doesn't need to stop there. And it tends to be the way things get taught a lot of times. We don't stop there, but you go to God, you get the answers, and then go do what you need to do. Once we talk to God and then go address our problem, once we go back to the problem, it might just be gone. Like the waters of the Red Sea moved completely out of the way, allowed the children of Israel to walk on the dry ground. Or the problem that looked so enormous, appeared to be blocking our entire path, might just look a lot smaller when we view it against the backdrop of a mighty God. Miss Frances Ridley Havergal was the author of this hymn, and she wrote this hymn while she was deathly sick. She was 38 years old, so you know, this is the late 1800s, so lifespans were a little different, but at 38, I'm guessing she was not expecting to contract a life-threatening illness. And something like that tends to throw us for a loop. But when the boat certainly jerks in a direction that you didn't expect to head, don't forget who controls the storm that moved the boat. All we have to do is go to him, and we can have perfect peace in the storms of life. Hidden in the hollow of his mighty hand, where no harm can follow, in his strength we stand. We may trust him fully, all for us to do. Those who trust him wholly find him wholly true. I've really always liked that last line. It's always been my favorite part of the song. Those who trust him wholly find him wholly true. It's true. No one who has ever fully, truly trusted God has ever regretted it. The best laid plans of men can fail. It leads to second guessing and regret. But trusting God will always satisfy our needs. We can have victory and peace today, victory and peace over the instability in our world.